uSportsCentral. Happy Thursday to you, sports fan. I'm Adam Neal. That's Charles Ashley. Alongside, look, we got a lot to cover, Charles. A lot of highlights to fly through. We've got a couple guests. The Gladiators, of course, Coach Bramante and James Cleveland having a monster season. And, of course, head coach of the La Cueva Bears men's tennis team, Dick Johnson. He's going to join us, talk about the Metro Tournament and District coming up in state. You know that's all coming, my friend. So we got a lot to go over, including some bracketology for you. I think you might be interested in what you'll see.
No, I think everyone else is going to be interested in the brackets that we're trying to project right now. We're pretty good. We're spot on with football.
Don't get mad at us.
We're spot on with basketball.
Don't get mad at us.
We're going to be spot on with baseball and softball. So, hey, but before all of that, right, you know what, let's get to these headlines.
I kind of threw that in.
Yeah, you got to slow down a little bit. Your boy, Bones Jones, suspended and stripped. You know what? That's the first time. I want to give Dana White a little credit because normally when it's a star, they get in trouble. They kind of sweep it under the rug or whatnot. Dana came out and said, we're going to suspend them, strip them.
Everything that's happened with the NFL and all the
we'll
we're bigger than the law, the leagues and stuff. Yes, Dana White had to do it. So
he didn't have
to.
Yes,
he did. Bones Jones suspended right now, but he lost his contract with Reebok, which is really big. So Bones Jones, of course, locally here, if you don't know, hit and run and turned himself in. And
do they come back and actually take his Reeboks from the house?
I don't know how that works, man. Look, I hope he gets it all situated. I hope everyone's all right. We move on and we get to watch the champ, hopefully. Let's move on. UNM football, Charles, they get 3 games televised nationally this year. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, it means that we're on 3 games, I guess. But they're saying that Root Sports, of course, will get a couple games. But from the article, 2 ESPN games, but we don't know. It could be ESPN 3, Ocho, Cinco, wherever. So don't believe the hype. Until I see it, then I'll believe it. Hey, Cleveland getting it done against Cibola. Cibola needed that win.
Yeah,
they did not get it. They fall 6-1. Now, I don't know. They're going to need a miracle to jump ahead of Gadsden. I'm pretty sure they're going to be sitting at home come tournament time.
Gadsden slipped up really bad, though, in a doubleheader. And so Cibola, by fortune of non-fortune, basically, might have slipped up. We'll show you the 16 in just a little bit. Huge monster matchup between Rio Rancho and Cleveland, Charles. That'll be on Friday. This will settle the district. Unless Rio Rancho wins by 1 run and then they'll tie and then there's a tiebreaker. And I'm not 100% sure. It's really complicated, the tiebreaker. But if Rio Rancho were to win by 2, they automatically win district. If Cleveland wins at all, they automatically win district regardless of what they do against Volcano. So it's a big matchup.
I still wonder how they come up with these metrics.
Each district is different.
This is how it should be done.
Yes, it is. You're right.
District 5, Rio Grande Valley, coming down to Friday. Whoever wins this game, winner takes all. They clinch the district, and they'll get a higher seed. Both teams will be on the road, so it doesn't really matter. I still think both teams are in, but winner take all right here.
I believe firmly that both of these teams will be in the playoffs.
How did you?
I believe firmly that Valley or Rio Grande will not get higher than a 12 seed based on how everything works out, though.
Yeah, they're on the road. For the real road game, too. I think they're going down south.
So district champs, regardless, I think they're going to travel during state tournament, but it'll be interesting to see where Rio Grande, if they beat Valley, and where Valley would then get into the tournament. It's crazy. It's a mess how it all works out. Last, Charles, APS Metro Championships in track this week from Community. We're going to have it for you on ProViewNetworks.com. So you go to ProViewNetworks.com and watch it. We'll have all the finals for you from the field events and the track events. It's going to be good stuff.
Yeah. Who you got winning the girls 100 and 200? I'm going with Paldrell.
You put me on the spot.
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
They're Paldrell family. They're track stars.
You put me on the spot.
Hey, I'm just
I did not have an answer.
They got a stud.
Why do you got to do that to me, man?
Hey, sports guy. Not a sports guy.
I guess not. Bring it back. uSportsCentral.
Don't sacrifice quality or flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride delivers the best tasting barbecue chicken and ribs with the fastest drive-thru in the whole city. Plus, Albuquerque Magazine has awarded Golden Pride for having the best tasting breakfast burrito in town. For a great meal without the wait, come see us at any one of our 4 locations or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride, home of Albuquerque's #1 breakfast burrito.
Weekdays are for rising to the challenge. They're the days to take care of business, when possibilities become reality. With CenturyLink as your trusted partner, our visionary cloud infrastructure and global broadband network free you to focus on what matters. With custom communication solutions and responsive dedicated support, we constantly evolve to meet your needs every day of the week. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Back at it, Adam Deal, Charles Ashley, uSportsCentral, and we're really getting to the state tournament here, Charles. And you mentioned it was a pivotal game out of District 1 of 6A the other day where Cleveland was hosting Cibola. I thought this was a bigger game for Cibola to get into the tournament. Now Cleveland, they could have lost the game and then won their next two and still won district. That's where it fit in for them. But it was big for them to jump ahead of Cibola.
And
they're on point right now, so let's get to it. This was a night game at beautiful Cleveland Stadium. And look, it was the Storm from the very beginning, Charles. They were all over the Cougars in a game that Ogeen needed, as that's going to be blasted out to left. Look at this play, though, by Ortega.
Web Jill.
Boom! Jonah Ortega, the left fielder.
Where to scoop that?
Let's save the run, Charles.
Well,
and then look at this,
more of that.
right to Michael Rojas, a quick snag out in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second, and this is where the disaster started for Ogeen. Wild pitch, coming around to score, that's Chapman. And it's 1-0 Cleveland on top.
Cibola with the unforced errors right there. You got to keep it clean, especially playing a team like
It
Cleveland.
continued, Charles, another wild pitch, another run comes across. This is off of one hit, 2 runs have already scored, so disastrous, right? Well, it gets worse, 2 outs. Routine, pop fly, no problem, says Nogales out in right field. Oh, and he dropped it. 3-0 off of 1 hit and 3 errors.
He had his eye on it. Maybe the sun caught it a little bit, but 3 errors right there for Cibola, really helping out Cleveland. As you see, the score is 3-0 now, and now 4-0. Storm rolling, not looking back.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you'd figure it was no problem. Ogeen only gives up 5 hits in a complete outing, Charles, but the hits were timely and the errors were timely. Vince Aragon's going to come around. That's another run, so it's 5-0. Cleveland on top, just kind of cruising away.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, they scored 3 runs off of 1 hit, so the errors really hurt their performance, and the Storm made them pay for it.
And here's another one at the plate. Cedillo should make the tag, doesn't.
A little sidestep.
So Hayes comes around and scores. A little R2, if you will.
R2. Play at the plate.
And this was the only run that the Cougars would get as Gallegos comes across and scores, but Neil Evans was huge. Nick Ramirez comes on and closes it all out. Easy play out for Landry Hayes in left field, and there it is. So Cleveland now sets up a winner-take-all district championship, basically, with a couple of exceptions, but realistically, it's winner-takes-all.
Yeah.
Cleveland and Rio Rancho on Friday. You can check it out, ProViewNetworks.com tomorrow, starting at 4 o'clock. So ProViewNetworks.com, and we'll have it for you in the re-air here on uSports Network.
Who's calling the game?
You know I'm going to be there. Come on, man.
Yeah.
How am I not going to be there?
Anything close to your house, you call it a game. So
No, it's a big game. Rio Rancho, my Rams, and my Storm.
Let's not start this again. You can't cheer for both teams.
Why can't I?
Okay, when Coach Johnson will come on, I'm asking him about cheering for 2 teams that are rivals.
Like El Dorado, La Cueva.
It's ridiculous.
It is against the rules. You're right. Let's move on here, and let's get to the player of the week.
Yeah,
and speaking of La Cueva and talking about tennis, let's go to the girls' side of things. Sarah Kutula from La Cueva, your player of the week, your Cool Springs Trampoline Park player of the week. A big win over Ivana Corley, the freshman from El Dorado. I'll tell you, this was fun to watch. It was a almost 4-hour, 3-set match. The reason why Kutula is the player of the week, Charles, is she had 8 match points against her, championship points against her, that she fought off to force a 3rd set in which she won. So she lost in a tiebreaker 7-6, won in a tiebreaker 7-6, fought off those 8 championship points, and then won 6-2 in the 3rd set. It was a battle between the sophomore and freshman, but there she is getting crowned. So congratulations to Kutula, player of the week.
Yeah, good showing by her entire team, getting through the Metro tournament. Now district plays coming up, get primed up for a state. I believe they played 114 matches, 195 of them. So this La Cueva team not playing around.
We'll talk to head coach Dick Johnson. He'll be on with us in just a little bit, and we'll see how things are going on the men's side. Get a little state preview, if you will, you know. Of course.
That's me lost. I don't know. The only blemish I could see on their record was Albuquerque Academy, so I'm going to ask Coach Johnson about that.
We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up about that. Albuquerque Academy won the Metro Championship as a team. Let's move to the top 10 plays of the week now, Charles. It's that time. We do it every week. And go ahead, do your thing.
Don't put me on the spot, but Drop that beat, J. Paul.
Drop that beat, apparently.
You got to drop that beat.
It's the Marty Size State Farm Top 10 Plays of the Week.
Marty's had the same picture for 6 years.
Maybe update it, Marty?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to update that picture.
I'll go evens. At number 10, La Cueva El Dorado. And look at this Blast Festival. Bam! That's gone. Slap that wall and it won't change anything off of the treadwell.
Changes nothing at all.
That's a bomb. That's your boy Pratt.
I like Pratt. Getting it done.
Look at that. That's a nice.
Hey,
that's a nice strut around the
catch.
bases too. By the way, that is a collegiate strut around the bases.
He could have picked the pace up a little bit.
Off to UNM.
Play number 9. La Cueva El Dorado, keeping it there. Little fielding action, turns it. First place, snags it. Way to lean out for that.
Okay, I like that.
Catches him
Tanner
out.
Roberts with the nice play, the shortstop. We got to keep it La Cueva El Dorado.
It was a
This is
doubleheader.
serious, right?
Might
Look at
as
this.
well.
Tanner Roberts again. Little quick flip out to first. Stubbs says, "Yep."
Stubbs had it easy. Tanner doing his job. Play number 7.
Oh,
Your boy Serta,
Serta.
the Manzano grad,
He is certified.
killing it for the Gladiators right now. Kick return. I don't call it a kick return. It's like a punt field goal return.
At number 6. Let's go back to La Cueva El Dorado. And look at this across the mound again to Stubbs. Mitch Cantwell out.
Hey, the Eagles came to help that day. Play number 5, Roland Bruno, showing off his muscle truck stick. Touchdown. Gladiators. Number 9, he looked tired. Look
Celebrate
at
it.
him.
At number 4. I'm going baseball again, Charles.
Why not?
Look at this little flip. Tanner Roberts, Craig Buzzard, Stubbs. And that is a 6-4-3, my friend.
You got to be really good with playing with some pink socks. And right here, as I mentioned, the
What
punt,
was that?
field goal,
What was
kickoff
that?
things. Serta says not once, but twice. I'm scoring you guys. The Texas stealth.
How embarrassing
terrible.
of a kick was that? That was embarrassing.
That was a punt, kick, whatever it is.
You
I
could
don't
do
know.
better than that, Charles.
Well, you're the soccer player. You could do a lot better.
All right, well, look at this. Pratt with the throwdown. Look at that toss. That's why he's going to UNM. And then the little, woo!
Is that a dance move?
You like
At
that?
play number 1, more Gladiator action.
Oh, I
right
love
here.
this one.
Bobbles it, but check out the
Oh,
snag.
yes.
Holds him off with one arm, snags with the other, and he's showboating. But look at the scoreboard, 35-6.
That's Compton.
Shout out to Compton.
Compton
Like,
was, it was
LA?
funny. Compton was talking trash all game with the fans. He said he was going to get a one-handed catch, too, for a touchdown. So he went and rubbed it in the
Doesn't
fans' face.
matter,
But yeah,
though.
it was like a million
They
to
lost
12.
72-12. What was the score? 76-12?
I don't know.
How can you just
Look, I
showboat
broadcasted
losing
the
like
game.
this?
I don't remember the score. It was like 70-something to 12. You're
You
right.
probably left the booth, went to get a hot dog, came back, and just.
Yeah, no,
Didn't even
I
call the
think
game.
during the game,
I
I
know.
actually think I had a green chili cheeseburger during the game.
You were
it was bad.
You were live tweeting, so I know you wasn't paying attention to the game.
We'll talk to Coach Bramante and James Cleveland a little bit later, and they'll be on and discuss their big road trips that they've got coming up in conference play. So bring it back right here. uSportsCentral. We got some bracketology a little bit later for you too.
Brackets?
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm.
Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Want to borrow better? Contact State Farm agents Marty Size and Michelle Bermudez about a car loan that can save you hundreds.
Tired of looking at your old, worn-out kitchen cabinets and furniture? Minuteman Refinishing, Albuquerque, owned and operated for over 32 years, is now Minuteman Design Center. J.C. Lopez and his sons, Jeremy and J.D., and their group of experienced refinishing professionals bring new life to Albuquerque kitchens and furniture at a fraction of the replacement cost. They also specialize in custom cabinets, granite, and tile work. Call them today for a free estimate or visit their photo gallery at MinutemanDesignCenter.com.
uSportsCentral back at it. Real quickly, Charles, let's go over the Class 6A baseball bracketology. We got Oñate number 1. That hasn't changed. Check it out. Cibola has slid in. This is based on what we think is going to happen on Selection Sunday, the NMAA, with their 6 criteria. We think Cibola has slid up to 16, but check that out. La Cueva didn't do themselves any favors. They did beat Sandia, but everyone in front of them winning and losing in orders that puts them at 9, which is just ridiculous. Could you imagine them having to travel and play Hobbs in the first round? I believe, though, when it's all said and done, this changes and they jump up to a 6 by the end of the weekend. But we will see. Cleveland stays at 2. What do you think, real quick?
No, I think that's right. I like how Cibola's right there, as you mentioned earlier. Gadsden slipping up allows Cibola to sneak in at 16. And if I'm Cibola, I'm looking at that Oñate team saying they really haven't played any top-tier talent as far as some of the powerhouses. So Cibola probably confident going
into that game. It's a best of 3,
game.
so you never know. Real quick, also Clovis with the doubleheader win over Hobbs, which really changed everything. So that's big time. Carlsbad, they stay at 3. Sandia, they lost to La Cueva, but they don't slide anywhere. And at the very end, I think the winner of Valley and Rio Grande will actually end up flipping Charles, because that's for the district. Obviously, Cleveland and Rio Rancho could change things too. But now, Charles, it's time to talk a little Gladiators. And joining us, of course, every week, Dominic Bramante, head coach of the Gladiators. And now we got some talent, James Cleveland on, and little Jackson's going to join us as well. What's going on, guys?
Was that a jab at coach?
Wow.
No, some talent.
Now we finally got some talent.
Finally, we get something that looks good on camera.
Me and you, it's a jab at both of us.
I know.
We finally have talent. He feels,
every week, this guy.
It's something else. Like that every week.
Hey, you know what? It's tough. I'm rooting for Oñate. Just because I love the way that word feels when you say it, Oñate. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, Oñate. Let's fulfill that number 1 seed.
Not 1 seed.
Oñate. They could be 16th. I'm rooting for you. I'm with you, Oñate.
Let's talk with James here. You guys are now 2-2 in conference play. You just had an exhibition, and basically it was like a practice for you guys against the Stealth. But you got to be feeling pretty confident as you're playing the Bandits again this week. You guys are going to leave tomorrow. Talk about that.
Yep, it's a big game for us. It's with the first place team losing last week, leaving the opportunities to take it over wide open. You know what I mean? It's the chances for us to go down there and capitalize on a team that's bringing in a lot of new guys. It's there for us to take. We just got to go down there and handle our business.
You guys can make up some ground, because I looked at the standings. As you mentioned, first place team's losing. You got a tough road swing coming ahead, but you're still 2 or 3 games behind other teams as far as games played. Talk about the development of this team and how it's going to help you guys moving forward.
It's actually, we're coming together. I couldn't ask for a better time, you know, with everything that's happening, going on in the beginning of the season, and with us being 7-8 weeks old. You know, everything's not going to happen so fast. And with the few weeks that we've had, we're bonding, we're gelling, and this tough road 5-game stretch that we have, 4-game stretch that we have is going to do nothing but prepare us for the tournament if we do handle our business and get in.
You guys have, I always talk about this, great wideout receivers. So, I mean, Roland Bruno, who had 5 touchdowns this last week, yourself, James Cleveland, and then, of course, you've got Dexter Manley, who's big. I mean, it's just a ton of wideouts. You can't guard all of you guys.
Yeah, that's what makes it so dangerous. And then even in the backfield, Seth Smith, he can be a receiver out the backfield, and, you know, you can hand it to him. It's weapons all over the field, and that's if you're not disciplined and you don't play your keys how you're supposed to, and you try to gamble, any one of us can make you pay, and that's just the beauty of it.
So, Coach, San Angelo coming up. You're just joking about why we should never go there.
4-game road stint, by the way.
You get a bye week, which is good because you can kind of rest your guys again. But talk about this team you're playing this weekend.
They're coached by Wendell Davis. You know,
Chicago Bears, Wendell Davis?
Dallas Cowboy, Wendell Davis.
Wide receiver?
Yeah, wide receiver there.
For the Bears, too. I'm a Bears fan.
Okay, that's Wendell down there. He does a great job. He's bringing in, he's trying to change the culture. They're the defending champions. And so they have a culture of winning down there. Going down to San Angelo, it's a hard trip to go down there. To go down there and play in their barn is, is tough.
This is the coach speak that I thought we were going to get. We're going to go down there. It's going to be a tough road trip for us. Professional.
Whenever on a professional level, the road is tough. When you went on the road, you have to go on a road and get a victory. That's extremely hard. That's the reason what excites us about our schedule. Our schedule sets up that if we deserve to get into the tournament, we'll be tournament ready. when that goes, and that's what excites me. But this by no means, even though we defeated San Angelo, you know, we got the message from them at the end of the game when their players, as we were going through the handshake line, were letting us know, you got to come down to Texas. So, you know, we understand that, so we're prepared to.
Can't lose a binky. I mean, that's important here. Jackson's
we had a binky malfunction, so we're okay though.
Coach,
okay.
You were able to exploit them running the football. I don't think they were ready for you guys to run the football that much with Seth Smith from New Mexico State University, and you guys were able to dictate the tempo of that game. They're probably going to be expecting you to run a little bit more this time.
They would be expecting, right? You know, the challenge is that we have to establish the line of scrimmage, and what better way than we've got a couple of changes up front. Jordan Hackford, you know, had joined us from Kansas, a big old boy, and so we want to exploit and use the talents that Seth Smith had. He's a phenomenal running back, one of the best in the game. The goal is establish the line of scrimmage, and then you kill them with our receivers because we have the best set of receivers in the league.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Cleveland, you were on our first highlights. The first 3 weeks, it was just you. And then Bruno,
nobody else, I don't know.
Bruno started to come around. Manley started getting into the action. Talk about like your path to how you got here. Like, tell us a little bit about you.
It was a long journey. I got invited to the Dallas Cowboy training camp in 2011, lockout year, so I actually was hindered by that. But I got cut a couple weeks in, and I didn't. It kind of discouraged me as a person. I never been told that I couldn't play for this X team, whatever team.
First time in your life, I hear that.
First time in my life, you know, and it kind of shocked my world. Kind of brought me back down to earth. I started coaching, and my kids back home, man, they were, when they didn't know how to do something, I would show them, and they would say, "Why aren't you still playing?" And I was like, "That's a good question, man. I don't know." My brother met with Coach Bramante last season, and then here we are 2 years later, next year.
So do you have the fire to continue to build your career elsewhere, or where's your ladder here?
My ladder is wherever my body takes me physically. You know what I mean? I've realized that by Dallas saying no is so many other people that will say yes. And I just got to find and get myself in front of those people. And as long as I can physically play this game at an elite level, I'm going to continue to play.
And you're playing for the right guy because Coach comes on here every week and talk about his goal is to get you guys beyond where you're at now. So I think Coach B is going to make sure that he'll put you in the right spots because you're scoring. You lighten it up out there. But I got a bigger question. Mariota, Winston, who going first tonight?
We got 30 seconds. Come on, who's it going to be?
Who would you take?
Mariota's getting traded. That's second pick's getting traded.
I would take Winston.
You would?
Who would you take? You take Winston?
I'll take Winston as well. Winston, he throws the ball.
I'll bet you that second pick's getting traded.
I
bet you that second pick's getting traded.
I think so, too.
Hey, guys, we appreciate it. We really do. Coach Bramante.
As always.
James, Cleveland, and Baby Jackson.
The dynamic.
That binky. Hey, come back. We got Dick Johnson coming up next from La Cueva. uSportsCentral. She's not the judge. She's not the jury. She's Donna Bale, expert bail agent for over 17 years, posting bail bonds throughout the U.S. Donna Bale will never fail to get you out of jail. Open 24/7. Call Donna at 505-203-4711. That's 505-203-4711. Donna Bale will get your loved ones home where they belong.
Donna Bale, call me and I'll set you free.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Back at it, uSportsCentral. Adam Deal, Charles Ashley now joining us, head coach of the La Cueva Bears men's tennis team. It's Dick Johnson. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hey, guys. Thank you for
having me. It's about time we give a little love for tennis, right?
That's right. Guest right now. So.
We had quite a Metro tournament this past weekend. Right. And that girls' match was a classic.
Corley and Kutula, and how that was. It was
I think
one of the longest three sets I've seen.
3 hours and 52 minutes.
So as a tennis coach, I know you said you coached the guys team. How do you motivate the kid to get through such a long match? Because the temperature is starting to rise. Your endurance is starting to kind of weigh on you. What do you say to your players in times like that?
Well, I think on the high school level, you just try and stay very positive with the kids. And most of our top kids that play in the state, that play high school tennis, they're used to that, and they've played back east and in Florida with all the humidity. And, we've got some really great conditioned athletes, that's for sure.
Talk about Eli Eck-Wilson. That's who I want to talk about. He finished second in the Metro Championships, but he's breaking records now for you. Talk about that.
Well, we at La Cueva, we have had a winning tradition, over the last few years. I've been there 25 years, which has been a wonderful experience and great administration support, the whole thing. But Eli Eck-Wilson's a very special young man to me. He's probably going to go to a fantastic school, either University of Washington, St. Louis, or Stanford. But just yesterday, in the first round of the district tournament, he surpassed Cody Hall and 95 victories in 4 years.
It's incredible. And now a chance to get to 100. He's still got district, which is going on right now. Talk about that. For the men's side, it'll be at El Dorado High School, and they're in the quarterfinals right now. We could see a rematch of Eli Eck-Wilson taking on Dane Paulson. Dane Paulson obviously won the Metro Championship.
Yes.
Eli really wasn't on his game early in that one.
Well, what's a tough deal. They're great sportsmen, and they're very good friends. Dane is playing tremendous tennis right now. And one of the things that happens with Eli is that, I've had to call on him to play singles and doubles, and he's played tremendously well. In our district tournament, it'll be down to him and Dane. But he's racked up a lot of victories for us, and I think the goal, we don't talk about it much, is maybe to get 100 match victories before the state team title is over with.
So you have a big stud finishing out his career. Who should we be watching for next year coming up? Because I know you have some good kids on that team.
I've got 2 or 3 really good 8th graders coming up, and then currently our number 2 man, Gavin Corson, will be a senior next year, and he's been very steady for us, and he's actually Eli's doubles partner. I had one injury, Ben Pador. We're hoping to get him back for state, but we don't know yet. He was a transfer from Denver a couple of years ago and had just a kind of an accident on his foot, and he's been out of action. So everyone else has had to pick it up and move up. So, our goal is to win another team title this year, but it's going to be tough. There's some good competition down south.
Which is a great segue. Who should we be watching out for
Who's
down south that you probably have circled on the board?
Yeah, we always circle them. Well, when it seems like every year Hobbs is there in the hunt, and they've done a good job this year. They beat Carlsbad in a dual match. Carlsbad is always tough. They're always great in doubles. Las Cruces Mayfield is very strong, one of our arch rivals every year. So those are some names out there that you can look for at the state team title. That's for sure.
Nice. District play is starting.
Yes.
I know you guys only lost no games in district. You guys are pretty much coasting.
Yeah, we went undefeated against all the public schools. We did lose this year to Academy early in the season.
But you got them back. Did you get them back yet?
Well, no, Academy won the Metro. We were runner-up to them in the Metro Team Championship. We have a great rivalry with them. The 2 years before, in 2013, 2014, we defeated them. It's them and
like the match.
Yeah, it goes back and forth.
We'll talk about it. I mean, is it for men's singles? Is it laid out for Eli and Dane to meet up in the championship? I mean, do you think there are some slip-ups possibly there for either one of them?
Well, the unfortunate thing, sometimes we don't get to see some of the kids down south during the season because of scheduling and budget issues and that type of thing. But I really think that they will meet up again, barring injuries or whatever. I'm hoping that they get to play.
And so far, it's Dane Paulison's won all 3 matchups this year,
has.
right?
Yeah, one of them was a 3-setter. I really didn't feel like we played well last Saturday, but again, Saturday morning, the finals. We're hoping those two are in the finals.
Right.
And I'm hoping my doubles teams, do well and get to the finals or at least the third place match. First, second, and third goes to state in singles, and first, second, and third goes to state in the individuals in the doubles teams.
And speaking of state, you said you won 5 state titles. Where is this team starting to rank with those teams as far as developing, going into state, district, and state tournament time?
Well, we had one academic casualty, and then also we had the injury to Ben Pador. So we've got a young team down below at 4, 5, and 6, and we've got some experience. But in the middle slots, we're a little bit young. We're a little bit more fragile this year. We had a tremendous team last year. I mean, we had 3 players that are playing college tennis now. Michael Tran is a redshirt at University of New Mexico. Yeah. And he'll be really helping the Lobos next year.
We really appreciate you coming on with us. Best of luck to you in district and the state tournament.
Thank you for having me.
Head coach of the Look Wave.
See his rings, right?
Johnson.
See those rings?
Hey, that's it for today. That's Charles Ashley. I'm Adam Deal. Thanks for joining us. uSportsCentral.
Oh, you throw better than you can kick.
Yeah.